Hi, tonight's show I'm talking about bad politics. There's a lot of bad politics going on right now, and you can see that if you turn on the TV or if you surf the internet for any amount of time, really. What I don't really understand, I understand why they do this, and it's very short-term goals. But it's when candidates of the same party are fighting so horribly against one another. Every election this happens. And it's just, you see, this politician does this, and this, and he did this in their past. And then you see the next one, well, this politician did all of this, and she did all of this in her past. And it just goes back and forth. And by the time that one of them is finally selected, and they make it to a general election, they have all this negative media surrounding them. And it makes it so much harder to overcome and then actually beat the opponent in the actual general election. And that's what more so matters. There needs to be unity when it comes to parties. Now, granted, I'm not a huge fan of parties. I would like it if candidates would actually run on their actual goals and their beliefs and what they want to accomplish more so than what party they run for. But this system is not set up that way, and eventually, if it is ever set up that way, it would be so much better in the long run. But I do understand some of the purposes for the parties being financial backing and just getting enough people together to vote for that particular candidate. And I do understand, but at the same time, I would rather if people would run based on their actual beliefs and what they hope to accomplish. But that brings me back to people actually doing all this horrible negative campaigning. It hurts them in the actual general election. A house against itself cannot stand. That is a quote from the Bible, and that's also a very true time-honored tradition. If a party is fighting so horribly against itself, it is all it's doing is weakening its foundation. It's causing distrust, it's causing dissension, and so many other problems that would come down the road later on. What needs to happen is stop the negative campaigning, start positively campaigning for yourself. That way, whoever makes it to the general election won't have to overcome all this negative campaigns. Of course, you're going to have negative campaigning come out during the general election against their opponent. That is expected. It would be, again, so much better if all the negative campaigning would stop and people would run on the positive aspects of themselves. But it seems as though most politicians won't do that for whatever particular reason. They'd rather focus on their opponent rather than focus on themselves. That's another issue that needs to, in all honesty, be discussed. I could go on for quite some time on this issue, but I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. And if you have any questions, comments, concern, please message me on my inbox on my YouTube page or email me at dailydade@gmail.com. Please remember to subscribe. Thanks for watching from Gus, Georgia. Have a great night.